Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And it is September 11th, 2021. It is 20 years since that eventful day, a day that kind of people in my age group will certainly never forget. Just real quick, I'd love to hear from all of you. Where were you when you first heard the tragic news? Just real quick, my story of this is I was in sales. I was a pre-sales engineer. It was one of my first jobs 20 years ago in sales, and I was going to work early that morning, so I'm on the West Coast. I was going into the office for a 6 a.m. I think it was a WebEx, right? Zoom didn't exist yet. I think it was a WebEx. I believe it was with a company on the East Coast, and I happened to listen to a radio station that likes to play practical jokes at that time of my life. And I remember them talking about a plane that hit tower number one. At the time, it was so early, they weren't sure if it was a Cessna or whatnot. Um, and I'm thinking to myself, this is not funny. What the hell are these people doing? Right? This is a horrible joke because I'm still thinking it's a joke. Again, it's 5:50 in the morning, California time. So I changed the station, and lo and behold, it's everywhere. So I happen to work like half a mile from home. I get to the office. The meeting's obviously canceled. Um, I I scour. 'Cause I think I was using Network Navigator. What was it called? One of the first browsers. I don't know. Anyways, and I remember going, shit, I got to get home. So I immediately went home and probably like a lot of you stared at the TV for a while. Daughter didn't go to school that day. Actually, I think she went to school, but then we took her out, I think. Yeah. And then we just planted ourselves on the couch for a while. So that's kind of our story. Um, we had a friend who lost a brother in the tower. They were at the restaurant at the top. So it hit home pretty quick. We learned about that the next day. So we actually knew someone who lost someone that day. Um, yeah, and as I said on the daily financial news this morning, it kind of reminded me of one of one of my father's sayings that were kind of beat into my head, and that is freedom's not free. Freedom's not free. So that's what I remember. Yeah, Netscape. Thank you. Netscape Navigator. God, the old days. Anyways, that's enough of that. Again, I'd love to hear from you if you want to take a moment to tell me where you were. Love to hear from you. But today we're going to talk about the daily finance, or we're going to talk about your questions, your real estate questions, your investing questions. I have noted some things from the week that I want to answer right here. First and foremost, I have two videos coming out later today from PropStream about how to use your buy box that we talk about in the course and how you can use PropStream to do direct marketing. If you've ever thought about sending postcards, it's a place to go. If you follow my channel, I tell you what I'm doing all the time. And one of the things that I am doing is I'm sending postcards to landlords who own rentals in my market for more than 20 years. These folks most likely have them paid off. Most likely they've depreciated to zero. And I want to reach out to them with a very kind letter that says, hey, I'm an investor in Fresno. I've been buying since 2002. We just went through a crazy year. If you've ever thought about selling, perhaps we talk about seller financing so that you can maintain income, reduce your taxes, and remove the headache of being a landlord. I'm willing to buy one or your entire portfolio. So I'm using PropStream to do all of that. And if you're in my course, there's education videos from PropStream in the course. If you're in my course, I have a seller financing section where I talk to a CPA about how to have that discussion. So again, what you find in how to get started one rental at a time is everything I do, I put there, and I bring experts where I don't play. I have never done direct marketing. I'm doing direct marketing now, and I'm using PropStream. Again, I'm finding my buy box. I'm getting a message. I'm sending out mailers and postcards with that message I just gave you. So if you want to know more about it, stick around today. There are videos coming out from PropStream. I recorded it with Burton on Thursday. They're coming out today, I think at noon and 4. And if you're in the course, there's already education material there. And again, watch the seller financing section with Bob Langworthy, who's a CPA, because you really got to have that tax discussion with these with these owners who's owned for a while. So that's the first thing I'm doing. Second, I put out a video inspired by Ken McElroy yesterday. Ken McElroy, I thought, did a great video about Biden inflation. I kind of pivoted to 8 things that I expect given the administration's slant. And, you can argue half are good, half are bad. I don't care. I don't really spend my time going good or bad because that's not helpful. I'm just saying it's going to. So, for example, inflation is going to be here for a while. Low rates are going to be here for a while. Unemployment is going to be very sticky, and it's going to be the reason we have low rates for a while. So what I think you need to do is you need to buy assets with cheap fixed debt that are inflation hedges, i.e. single family duplexes, triplexes, or quads. That's what I'm doing. So again, I'm giving away my playbook. The other thing I looked up this weekend is I believe higher taxes are coming. So I looked up tax rates. We've actually had, historically speaking, lowish federal income taxes. Now they could always be lower, but let's not forget they were much, much, much higher not that long ago. In the 60s, we had the marginal tax rate at 91%. 91%. Now, in fairness, for those thinking that that's crazy high and that we couldn't all be there, it was for the top 0.01%, not even the 1%. It was the 1% of the 1%. The 91% tax bracket was for folks that had 200K in income in did I write down the year? I think it was like 1964, something like that, before I was born. That's equivalent in today's dollars. I did the math to about 2 million. So it's, it was up there. But I bring this up because, again, something I said about Biden's administration is I believe tax rates have to go up, and I believe they have to go up for everyone. We can't keep spending money and spend another $4.5 trillion and not pay for it somewhere. Taxes are going up. They're going up on the rich. They're going up on the middle class. They're going up for all of us. And even the poor, right? Even the poor who don't pay any federal income tax, they may suffer the most. Inflation is a tax, whether Biden calls it a tax or not. Biden administration, and I'm only saying Biden because he's the guy at the top. If Trump was there, I'd say Trump. If Reagan was there, I'd say Reagan. If Bush was there, I'd say Bush. Clinton was there, I'd say Clinton. Did I miss anybody? Yeah, whatever. Carter was there, I'd say Carter. He's the guy at the top. It all stops at the top. So, yeah, inflation is here, and it's going to be it's going to stick around. And to do that, we're going to have to pay higher taxes. It's all coming. And the folks at the bottom who may not pay any federal income tax, they're going to suffer the most because gas, natural gas I saw this morning is almost $5. It's usually under $3. Food. Some food are up 12, 14, 15%. Shrinkflation. Man, my box of Cheerios. The box used to be this big. Now it's this big. Crazy. So a lot of stuff going on. Again, remember this hour is for you to ask questions. You can go ahead and put questions in. I will I'll answer them as I get to them. I want to talk about a couple of more things. Another one is I had a reply that I did not appreciate on one of my non-QM vendors with videos with Stephen Dow yesterday. So again, so basically the video was, hey, Steven's a bad apple, whatever. Wasn't helpful, whatnot. And accused Steven of bait and switch, which Maybe I helped facilitate, I guess, but let me just set the record straight. I'm getting a purchase money loan from Velocity Mortgage at 3.99%. I'm hoping it closes next week on the 15th. I think that's Wednesday or Tuesday. It might be the 16th. I'm getting a 3.99. I will show the HUD whenever it closes. But here's the deal. The rates don't start there. So again, right, I think their base rates are like 5.99 or 6.5, something like that. And then you could either go up from there or down from there. So I'm doing a purchase, not a refi, so the rate goes down. I have beyond excellent credit, so the rate goes down. I am spending a point, meaning I'm prepaying interest to buy the rate down because I plan to hold this property forever. So if you want to call Steven and be upset with him because you can't get 3.99, everybody's different. Your credit's different than mine. If you're doing a refi and not a purchase, it's different, right? My refi is going to be at 4.99, for example. My purchase is at 3.99. Folks, to be upset with somebody who is trying to give you service because you can't get the same things is, I don't understand. I'm bringing you people I think are doing good work. The overarching feedback has been he's fast. He can't say yes to everyone. People call him to buy homes. He doesn't do owner occ. But at the end of the day, near as I can tell, he's answering questions and giving you the options he has. And I look forward to the day of showing you the HUD or whatever it's called when I get my deal done. So again, you can get 3.99. It won't be on a refi. I couldn't do that. It could on a purchase. You got to have excellent credit. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention on my 3.99 is I'm putting 50% down. If you're going to do high leverage, you're not going to get 3.99. I'm putting 50% down. Good credit, 50% down, but paying a point. I don't know. I don't understand. Some people get upset when they don't understand the whole picture. So hopefully that makes sense. And then yesterday, one of the videos I did with Steven, we talked about a duplex that I am buying. And believe it or not, one of the comments were, can't you guys talk about real numbers? Nobody can find a duplex like that. Well, yes, you can, because that is actually a deal I'm closing hopefully next Wednesday. That is a real deal. That is a real duplex. This duplex, just so you know the story, was listed on the MLS for $225. The hardest thing to sell today is an occupied unit. These occupied units both had Section 8 tenants paying under market value. So I reached out to the seller who I happen to know, and I told them months ago, I'm saying, hey, once your listing expires, because he signed a listing agreement, 6-month listing agreement with an agent. So I called him and said, hey, if the property doesn't sell, because it's kind of hard to sell, I will buy it at 188, but you won't pay commissions. So thought nothing of it. Months go by. He called me up saying he just canceled the contract. The agent canceled it. And if I wanted 188, he would do the deal. So we did the deal. Why? He wanted to sell it because he's actually purchased this in his 401k. And given the age of the home, he can't get lending. So he was motivated. He would much rather buy in a nicer area of town so he can get leverage. I found a deal. It was on the MLS. It wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to move in this environment. It was fairly priced. $225 is a fine price for the duplex. It was just the wrong time to sell. So I let him know what I would pay, not thinking a moment of it. And 2 months later, he called and said, let's do the deal at 188. And that's the deal I'm getting done with Steven Dow at Velocity Mortgage for 3.99. It's going to be a payment of like, I don't know, it's in the video, like 420, 419 or something. It's going to be a 10% return. My market's is 6%. My average deal is 6%. I do the work just like I tell you every day. Lo and behold, activity from 2 months ago, I'm going to get a deal at 10% in a market that's 6. This stuff works. If it doesn't work for you, keep going. If you're doing the work and it hasn't worked yet, just keep going. If you've done the work for 3 or 4 days and you're upset, get over yourself. That was a real deal I was talking about. I do not appreciate the implications that I'm giving you bogus stuff. I mean, what do you think I get by putting on fake numbers? I mean, really? I mean, is that what the world has come to? I mean, Jesus. Whatever. Oh, and then lastly, how to beat inflation. Inflation is real. This is how I plan to buy inflation, and I've been telling you for a while, but I haven't put it together like this. So I think inflation is going to be a problem all decade. I believe we've been given a gift of low rates in an inflationary environment. In the United States, you can get 30-year money at stupid, unnatural, unprecedented levels. So if you haven't seen my 50-year spreadsheet, you should go do it. If you want access to it, give it away for free in my course online. And if you buy the course, it is in the bonus section as well. But here's the deal. I'm going to buy as many homes as I can in 2021 and 2022. And then I'm going to hold on to them for the decade. My interest rate will not go up, but rent will. Folks, go back and look at 1970. Interest rates went up. Wages went up. Housing doubled. And oh, by the way, housing kept going up every decade thereafter. We have been giving a gift. The best way to beat inflation is to buy at least 4 single-family homes with cheap 30-year fixed rate debt that cash flow today, no alligators, and just hold on. It's a simple recipe. You can do it. You have to do the work. You have to figure out average. Then you go do good and great deals. I tell you, I lay it out in my course. It could not be simpler. And oh, by the way, I have great experts adding more. We have house hacking from the Lumberjack Landlord, self-management from Dion Talk. We have room house hacking being created by Todd Baldwin from CNBC Millennial Money. I don't know what else to do for you. It's $299. It's an amazing value. All the extras, plus a Facebook group, which I will talk to at 9 a.m. my time. I don't know what you're doing. I really don't. If you're not buying the course and getting on this, inflation could eat you alive. It's just where we are. All right. So that's what I got. Let's go back and say good morning to everyone. Good morning, Jeffrey. Ultimate Bargains. Yep. Happy is right there sleeping. Good morning, John. How are you? Good morning, Nathan. I was at home a lot. Yeah. Airlines. Yeah. It was not a good day. Morning. Yes. Thank you, Nathan. Netscape. Correct. I remember Netscape. Yeah. Yep. Netscape Navigator. That's what I was using. Thank you, Nathan. Theta Hedge Capital. Good morning. Oh, my sister was stranded in Oregon. I actually knew someone, no joke. A sales rep at my company took a taxi from Florida. Yeah, they negotiated, I think it was $2,500. Yeah, taxi from, I think they stopped like 3 times. It was crazy. Like slept 3 times. Taxi from Florida. Rob, in my market, so this is the deal. I want to be very clear, Rob, and others. Step 1 is you have to learn average. My average in my market is 6. If you're in San Diego, maybe it's 1. If you're in Cleveland, maybe it's 10. I'm just making these numbers up. So step 1, Rob, is learn average. Everybody's market is different. Learning average takes 60 days. Once you know average, your job is to do good or great. So in my market, any 7 and above is good. 8 and above is great. It's really that hard. It is hard. This stuff's hard. There's no inventory. So when I get a 10% deal, Rob, I will buy them all day long in my market. And that's what I did. Rob, thank you for that. Yeah, so far, Steven and his entire team's been great, but he can't help everyone, nor should he help everyone. Yeah, I thought that was a very kind of mean comment, actually. So I deleted it. Nathan, question. How do you deal with price raises for property taxes, insurance, service going up, noticing price increases in plumbing, electrical, painting, landscaping, and service? Nathan, welcome to the world of inflation. The only answer is you're going to be raising rents. You're going to raise rents. You can, yeah. This is why you got to own rentals. You got to buy them early so you get all this inflation in rent. Rents are going up. Rents are going up. Property taxes, you can, what is it? It's not in California, but in other states, you can file an appeal. You can ask for multiple bids, but we are in an inflationary environment. You can delay things. So, for example, Nathan, one of the things I do, a lot of my properties, I put in new fences. Right, California, we have fences for backyards. Not some states don't have those, but they do in California. So normally, I put in a new fence in all my pride of ownership rentals. However, when lumber was skyrocketing like 6 months ago, I delayed. I didn't put it in. I just repaired. So you can make some choices. But yeah, the longer answer is you raise rents, unfortunately. Yeah, Steve. Okay, good. Steven, yeah, I've been very pleased. Again, I can't. I work with all these experts. I spend time finding them. I probably talk to a dozen people for every one person I bring on the channel. So, I spent some time, checked them out, check references. Yeah, I thought he was doing pretty well, but he can't help everyone. Are there certain times of the year that you find it better for finding tenants? And summer generally better than winter? John, you got to remember I'm in California. It's generally okay all the time. We don't really have a winter. We have wet and dry. Um, I can tell you the worst time to find tenants is between Thanksgiving and Christmas, at least for me. And if I have a rental that becomes vacant between Thanksgiving and Christmas, actually Thanksgiving and New Year's, let's be clear, Thanksgiving and New Year's, that's the hardest time for me to find rentals. Hi, Nathan. Beating inflation by becoming a private money lender on Zuber rehabs. I like it. Let's do it. That's actually not a bad idea. I may do some short-term lending too. I was at my grandparents waiting for preschool, only vaguely remember it. Oh, Eugene, you're so preschool. So that means you're 24 or 25. Well, I'm glad you don't remember it because it's a day I wish I didn't remember, frankly. Oh, Lumberjack's back. Hey, Lumberjack, how are you? I'm glad everybody's home. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Was there a certain amount of doors you achieved before starting to claim depreciation? Yes, one. I was declaiming depreciation the very first house I bought, Norris Drive, talked about in my book, one rental at a time. Yeah, depreciation is a phantom or non-cash expense that I've been taking since day one. Yeah. Any other questions this morning? We actually have a light turnout this morning. I guess people are out remembering 9/11, which is totally okay. I remember school suddenly ending and I didn't know why. Now I do. First grade. First grade. So you were 6. So you're probably 26, 27. Yeah. Yeah. Our daughter was 10. So what is that? Fourth grade? Fifth grade? Fourth grade? Yeah. I think we picked her up. I didn't know this morning, but my memory's coming back. I think we picked her up. Yeah. It was a weird day. Just a weird day. It was a weird 3 days. It was horrible. Yep. IRS requires depreciating income property, not optional. Yep. Since day one. Yeah. If anybody, again, I'll wait for more questions to come. I just want to. The recipe to beat inflation is really clear. Fixed rate debt, 30-year. And folks, you don't appreciate, if you're in the United States, the fact that we have 30-year debt is pretty amazing. There's a lot of countries where you can buy real estate and maybe amortizes over 25 or 30 years, but they only fix it for 3, 4, or 5 years. I got to tell you, here's the deal. If I can only fix my debt for 5 years, I'm not buying rental properties today. I think we're going to have, I think there's going to be a Paul Volcker like person in the Fed in 5 or 6 years, and they're going to take interest rates to 8 or 9%. That is going to crush anybody who has an adjustable rate mortgage. Me, I'm going to be like, I'm good. Everything's 30-year money. Do whatever you want. I'm good. So you got to remember, man, the recipe to beat inflation is right in front of you. One rental at a time. The course is called How to Get Started One Rental at a Time. Go learn average, then do good or great deals. 30-year fixed rate debt, cash flow from day one. Let inflation be your friend. So it's just right there. Awesome. Ronki, I hope I'm saying that close to right. Ronki. Hello, Canada. And again, Canada, as I was just talking about, they don't have 30-year money. Believe me, that adds risk. If you can't fix rate debt and you see a Paul Volcker, dude, come on. Go look at my 50-year spreadsheet. Look where interest rates went in 82, 83. They went up 800 basis points. Not 8, not 80, 800 basis points. If you have 30-year fixed rate debt, you don't care. Enough said. Yes, Robert, thank you very much. Yeah, fixed for 5 years. Yeah, and then you renew. There's some interest rate risk right there, boy. I wouldn't be buying apartments today. I'm not buying apartments. That fixed rate debt scares me. Ooh, scary, scary. Do you have any furnished properties or any opinions on pros and cons of furnishing your rentals? I do not. I do not. I do not. Um, Airbnb wasn't really a thing. Short-term rentals, traveling nurses, that was really not a thing that I focused on and didn't build a portfolio there. That said, I realized that's a very exciting market, Eugene. So I reached out to my expert community, and there's a tremendous investor out of Huntsville, Alabama, named Alicia Merriman, I believe. I've known her for 5 or 8 years. She was a tremendous flipper who's become an amazing Airbnb investor. So I asked her to create Airbnb content. So she was gracious enough to create Airbnb content. It is in my course, and it's amazing. People are really enjoying it. So if you haven't bought the course yet, buy the course and go through that there. Zuber, make some predictions on how the government will try to curb rising rental prices. So I don't think we're going to have national rent control. I don't see how that happens. I think some states will. But really what I think is going to happen, Arthur, is they're going to create a bigger pool of Section 8 dollars. I could see Section 8, or what some people call housing assistance, doubling. So we can have the government paying for a lot more rent going forward. But again, that's all supply. That's all demand side, no supply. The government could try to incent builders, but the government can't, at least the federal government. States and locals could. The federal government doesn't really have power here. They can't mandate. We need more units. One of the things that I thought Ken McElroy did an excellent job yesterday in his Biden inflation video is he talked about apartments being smaller. I think he's right. I think you got to get more people on smaller footprint. The thing that scared me is in Ken McElroy's video, I might be remembering this wrong, but he talked about apartments being 300 square feet. That's tiny. I mean, my daughter, she had her first apartment in New York. It was 400 feet. I felt like I could touch both walls. It was crazy. But I think he's right. I think stuff becomes smaller. Yeah. Andrew, hi, Mike. Do you have a process for understanding who in your market might be selling their portfolio? Do you just reach out to brokers or agents? Would love to understand more. Thanks. So a couple of things, Andrew. If you see rental properties of the same kind listed by the same agent, that is a sign. Not a guarantee, but it's a sign. So I look for properties that come on with the same agent on the same day. That is a huge sign that somebody is moving their portfolio. I do want to be clear, though, Andrew. What I'm trying to do is reach out to off-market opportunities. Again, I'm giving away my playbook. I'm using PropStream to look for people who have portfolios that they've owned for more than 20 years, and I'm reaching out directly to them via postcards. I get postcards all the time. I'm doing some direct mail. So, yeah, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait for them to list. I want to plant the seed. I interviewed somebody on my channel a couple weeks ago that's all they do. They reach out to owners, and the message is really simple. Hi, I'm a landlord just like you. My first rental in 2002. I would like to buy more. The last year's been crazy. Why don't we talk about seller financing where you reduce taxes, maintain income, and remove headaches? I want to buy one or all of your properties. I'm using PropStream. The course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time, is what I do in my business every day. If you want to play along, watch the videos in the course, and PropStream gives you a discount URL to get a free 7-day trial, 50 leads, all that stuff. So it's all there for you. What appliances do you include in your properties? Stove and refrigerator, and heating and cooling. No dishwashers. Oh, classified ad. Didn't know. Hey, Prasanna, how are you? You can look at the 50-year chart. It's in the course, both the free and the paid. I added CPI. CPI is in there. Check it out. Basically, the 1970s averaged 8% inflation. And I believe we are in the 1970s again. It's like we've copying the 1970s playbook and we're just changing the names. It's crazy how similar it is. I'm literally in the middle of a negotiation with a seller for selling multiple single family. Yes. Exactly. Same price, same agent. That was the giveaway. Seller finance. Bingo, bingo. Oh, look at that. He's willing to practice cold calling. You guys are awesome. Again, yeah. The One Rental at a Time community, once you buy the course, if you're on Facebook, join it. It's nearly 1,000 members. The people in the group are doing the work, positive, and celebrate together. It's awesome. It's a free Facebook group. It is worth the cost of the course at $299. It's crazy. Crazy value. Yep. So you know what, folks? It's 9/11. I'm going to call it. I will talk to my Facebook community at 9:00. So I will see all of you there if you're in the group. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. Just remember. All right. Take care.